have a very special guest for you, our very first celebrity guest on Goat Talk.
Celebrity, okay.
Celebrity guest, that's right. She is a queen legend in comedy from Georgia. Been in the game for over 40 years. You may have seen her on Def Comedy Jam, Laugh in Your Face, and BET's Comic View. She's been on tours domestically and internationally. She's a podcast host. She also has a segment in Tiffany Haddish's Netflix special, They Ready. And
Yeah.
she's a loving mother to one daughter and a soon to be glam mother. Hey.
Soon to be Miss Carlyle. That
She's
baby got to call me Miss Carlyle.
Miss. Okay, she said she can't even be grandma.
No, 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 no.
Okay.
Not me, none of that.
Uh-oh. Miss Carlisle. Okay. Well, anyway, she's a pure gem. She's genuine. She's one of a kind, probably one that you'll never experience again in this lifetime. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we present to you Miss Barbara Carlyle. Woo!
Hey, 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 hey.
Well, let's go jump
Hmm.
right in. So, what made you want to become a comedian, Miss Carlyle?
Well, I've always been quick-witted, and I started out wanting to be an actress,
Mhm.
because stand-up comedy, as far as the black community for a little girl down south, was
Mm.
something that wasn't really, that prevalent.
Yeah.
But you saw people on TV, but they weren't real stand-up comics or whatever. And
Mhm.
by the time they were, they had already been in the business for quite some time. I knew about Richard Pryor, I knew about Mums Mabley and all those people, and I had records of them.
Right.
But I always said that I was going to be an actress, and I was going to be in movies and do this, and I'm going to Hollywood, all that. And
Mhm.
so when I went to college in 77, I joined a drama club, and I always got the lead role in the plays we did. And when we had a serious play, I never got a large role. So I used to
Mm.
complain about it. So my mentor, Dr. Robert Louis Stevenson, uh, and drama instructor, would always say he knew what he was doing, and apparently he did, because whenever I did those shows, I mean, there were rave reviews and whatever, and
Okay.
I couldn't fight, so I always had a flip mouth, so you know,
You had a quick mouth and a slow
yeah,
fist.
very flip,
A flip mouth and a slow fist.
yeah, non-existent fist.
Right.
I'll snap you to death.
That's funny. That is funny.
Yeah.
So what was your break? Like how did you know when you made it?
Well, to tell you the truth, after 47 years of it, I say that I wouldn't say I made it. I would say that I am further along than I was. I don't know what the parameter it would be for making it and not making it, because when I look at people who just started doing comedy and they are achieving so much, it makes it look like you have not made it, because still the majority of the people that are out here watching comedy may not know who I am. Um,
Mm.
there are a lot of places right here in the United States that I've never done. A lot of states I've never been to. They don't know the magic of Barbara Carlyle. They don't, they may have seen me, but you know, th- my name is not a name that just it. Lately, it has been that way, But before, they knew my jokes. They
Mhm.
didn't know my name.
Got you. Do you think that it's harder for women comedians to shine in this industry?
It is harder, but they make it easy for some women, the ones they want to push. You know,
Okay.
uh, nobody wants you to everybody wants you, and I always say that because um, it doesn't matter about how funny are most of the time. Most of the time, is who they want to push and
What do you
who they can manipulate.
Mm.
you know.
What do you
So,
think some of the prejudices are?
well, it's the sex. It's a bunch of isms:
Mm,
sexism, racism, um, just craziness. They think that women are only relegated to um, specialty shows like not Halloween, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day shows, or even when they introduce us, they don't introduce us like they introduce male comedians. They come in and they say, "Oh, y'all, we got a treat for the ladies." No, you got a treat for everybody. I'm not just here for the ladies. I'm a lady representing, but my comedy is universal. I'm not just talking to the ladies. I want the men to know what I'm talking about as well. But they do what they see, and they just keep it's a repetitive thing. And then um I've learned in this business that if they think you're too funny, they're not trying to elevate you in any kind of form or fashion. They don't want to be upstaged uh, by
wow.
a strong female comic.
Wow. That's deep.
Yeah.
That's So I noticed that, on Comic View you had did some, some clips with some, celebrity women, like such as Monique, some more. Now, were you like affiliated with them at any point? Like were you, or was it just like, you come in, do your set and then leave and then they, do their set? Were you guys friends at any point or cool with each?
No, we knew each other,
Mhm.
but they were in. Samora was in New Jersey. Monique was in Baltimore. I was in New York. I came up in '86, and I was in New York for 10 years. And
Mhm.
the group of female comics that I hung around was different from their group of female comics because I had been doing it for a minute before they came onto the scene.
Gotcha.
So I already had my group of people that I was hanging with and the clubs that I was frequenting and all that.
Okay. So, considering the fact that you wanted to be an actress first, what prevented you from pursuing your dreams as an actress?
Well, I wouldn't say that I didn't pursue it. I fell in love with the art of stand up.
Mhm.
They opened up a comedy club down on River Street in Savannah, and I used to be the only black thing in there most of the time, and until I started having some of the other my other classmates and fellow collegians from Savannah State. We'd
Mm,
go down and they'd come and support me. But, so that's why I started doing all my open mics. They had a place down there called Malone's that was doing comedy on uh, Wednesday nights, I think, and Spanky's. They were all restaurants and clubs doing comedy. And then they had the Comedy House Theater that was in like 3 or 4 different cities, and all mainstream rooms because back then they had finally developed one in
mhm,
like the early '80s in Atlanta.
mhm.
Run by Michael Wiggums, and that's when Bruce and Sherman Golden and Chocolate and those kind of people they had started. But by
Okay.
then I was living in New York.
Okay. And so, how would somebody in your position, get into show business from like,
Well, when I was at Savannah State, they came down and they filmed a movie in Savannah, a
mhm.
slave movie, Solomon Northup's Odyssey, which is the precursor to 12 Years a Slave. They
I
changed the
saw
name.
that you
Yeah,
was in that movie.
I was in Solomon Northup's Odyssey. I wasn't in 12 Years a Slave.
Okay. No, that's what I'm saying. You was in that movie, the first one.
Yeah, I
Not
was in the first one. I had
yeah,
one
yeah.
line that I practiced all night. I sure could use some help in the house, but that's neither here nor there. But Gordon Parks was the director for that, and we just happened to have play that weekend that they were taping
Mm-hmm.
before they started taping, and he came to the play, looking for extras and whatever. And he told Dr. Stevenson that he wanted me to read for a part,
Mm-hmm.
and they gave me the part of Sally, a
Okay.
house wench. So I had that
So
one little line, and I had several scenes, but just one line.
okay. Just one line, several scenes with that with just one line.
Yeah. And that's when
What
I really fell
do
in love with the art of really
mhm.
making money, because even though I had that one line, I had to be on set for like maybe 12 hours, sometimes 8 hours, because you never knew when they were going to do your scene. And,
Mhm.
I was getting paid $123 a day
Yeah.
just for that one line. So imagine if I had many lines, So
Right.
I knew that I had something, and he told me, he was like, you really need to get from down here so that somebody can see you,
Mm.
because you have a lot of talent. But, I thought I was in love, and I didn't really believe in myself as much as people believed in me. So,
That's how it usually is, you know. We all get that, you know.
yeah,
But you're here today, and you're killing it because you've been, man. I met you in 2016. I was going
yeah,
through my course, and I remember opening for you,
yeah,
and I was nervous
Colorado.
as all. Yeah, and
And that's
I
the
always
time
wanted to
when I was out
go
there at
ahead.
that time. Rodney Perry was in town at that time, and that's when he had had his stroke.
Okay,
And
wow.
and he was at the veteran hospital there. And I found out, someone called and told me, Rodney Perry is up there. He had a stroke up there. So
Mhm.
I got Monty Jonesy to take me over there to see him. And I went over
Okay.
there to see him. He was very surprised. But
Oh wow. So he was in Colorado at the time.
yeah, he was in Colorado when he had his stroke.
That's crazy. And you just
Yeah.
happened to be there.
Hmm.
What a friend. You're a really good friend. You really
Well,
are.
I mean, I just couldn't imagine being there. And once I found out, because I didn't know Colorado like that. I didn't know
Hmm.
what, the hospital that he was in just happened to be down not too far from the hotel they had me staying in. So it worked out, so
Yeah,
I went over. I
I
spent
just didn't.
like about an hour and a half with him before I had to go catch my plane.
Okay, that was nice. Do you
Yeah.
remember what hospital you was at?
He was in I don't know what the VA center was, but it was in
Okay,
Colorado. You
it was
know,
probably Fitzsimmons that you was at. I don't know.
I really don't know.
I don't know. So I always wanted to ask you this because I never did. I think your show was the last show that I did stand up for because I did three stand up shows and then I didn't due to a severe breach in my contract. I did not continue. And then I kind of started seeing how the industry was. And I honestly just didn't want to be known as a comedian. I knew that I was funny, but I didn't want to be consistent with it. But
When you speak of contract, I don't understand. You were in a
yeah,
contract that you were tied to, that you
I
had
was
to do comedy, or
yes, with
someone you
mhm.
supposedly had a manager or something.
Yes, I had a manager. Moni
Okay.
Josie was my manager. And
Oh.
yeah, that's why remember I was telling you, and I was like, mm-mm. So yeah, he breached our contract, and I was like, no. So we're, mm-mm. But anywho, I always wanted to ask you this. Considering that a lot of people have a problem, or just, I wouldn't say problem, but people are like, it seems like people are afraid to be honest with me for some reason. I just
Hmm.
wanted to know what was your take on my style of comedy?
Well, the thing about it is, I can't really recall, but I know that I didn't have a problem with anybody in
I
that
know
performance
that if
that
you
night.
can recall, and that means that I wasn't memorable, so I probably sucked.
Oh, no, 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 no. I would have definitely pulled you aside and say, "Hey, dude, try this, try that," because
Yeah.
it was you, Tahira,
Yep.
um, uh, Boomerang,
Yep.
uh, uh,
I
I
went
don't
first.
think Babette. I
Glad
don't
they
think
got
she
me out of
went.
the way because I didn't get booed though, so that was cool.
So how long had you been doing it before that? What
That
number show was that for you?
that was number 3, and that
Okay,
was the last. That was third time was a charm, and I was out. It was just
but you didn't give yourself a chance,
I.
and when you are um, trying to perform in front of people, and your expectations of trying to, I don't know, not only please yourself but please maybe other people who are on the show, all that gets into you. And if you don't have the confidence, then it's not saying you don't have the talent.
Right,
You just have to build up your confidence,
right.
and you never gave yourself a chance. So you chose to go write a book, and that worked out for you. So I mean, it's never too late.
That's true. I
I
actually was
mean,
thinking of doing
even if you
some.
don't want to do it and do the jokes yourself, become a writer.
Hmm.
It's obvious that comedians need writing. They're talking about joke stealing all over the internet now.
Yeah, there's a lot of content stealing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Did you experience that in you do actually do
I
women
still experience it.
yeah.
I mean, people gonna take what they want to take, but we have to stop and really analyze exactly what is being taken.
Hmm.
You can steal a premise, or you can steal the whole joke.
Gotcha.
Some
Mm,
people will take the beginning and take it in a whole nother direction. That ain't necessarily stealing.
right.
But when you take the joke and you do a lot of parts of it verbatim, then
Hmm.
you have stolen somebody's joke. Because
Yeah.
I mean, you, two people can have the same thought
Yeah.
about something, and there's only so much in the Black community that we can talk about back then, or whatever, even right now, you know um, that is relative to us
Hmm.
before the internet became a big thing. you know we talked about drugs, and we talked about the club, and then it went to the strip clubs, and then it went to the rappers. So when um, all the things that people that were trending changed, then the comedy evolved to talking
Gotcha.
about something. And you might have the same kind of premise, but you take a joke and you put a different spin on it. But
Hmm.
some people blatantly take jokes.
Yeah. I see it all the time and I be calling them out. Actually lost some friends like, well, they weren't not my friends, but I've lost some followers on social media for calling them out for stealing jokes. I just think it's a real tacky thing to do, especially when you're a creative, you take it personal.
Yeah, you do. And the sad part about it is when there's nothing you can do about it.
No.
I mean, I know when TikTok, when first began, I was hearing all my jokes, and people were going on congratulating the people, say, "Oh, you're so funny. Oh, you're so this," and
Like that is
not
not your
many
voice.
people knew.
Mhm.
Everybody knew my voice. They didn't
Yeah.
know my name.
Yeah.
So
They
some
were
people will
tagging you
come
in.
on and say, "That's not her," or "That's I know that lady. I ain't seen her, but I don't know her name, but that's not she. She did that joke." But after a while, you started to notice people didn't care.
Yeah.
They didn't care who did it, as long as they thought it was funny, and and then somebody gets 1 million views from it, or 200,000 views, and they're getting paid, you know,
Right.
uh,
I
and you're
remember
not getting a cent. You know, I can't hear you. It broke up. You chopped up. Did you hear me?
Chiquita, what did you say?
I just
No,
said
I
that was
said I
crazy.
didn't hear what you said.
I just said that's crazy that just nobody cares.
Yeah. Nobody
Go ahead,
cares. It's
Indy.
crazy.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, go ahead.
so I wanted to ask you in light of all the Shannon Sharpe interview with Cat Williams, what was your take on it?
Well, he dropped some jewels.
Mm-hmm.
and he exposed a lot that was going on within the comedy industry. Um, and I've had several people text or call and say, "Hey, how do you feel about this?"
Mm-hmm.
I can't feel anything about it
Yeah.
because I'm not in that pay that pay scale, so I can't get excited about it or unexcited about it. I know it's happening. You approach people about doing it. That doesn't mean they're going to stop doing it because, first of all, they're at venues that a lot of us don't even get invited to.
Mm.
So there could be um, instances where they can take somebody's joke. And you know what they say, the first one that gets it to TV or gets it to the public, that's who it belongs to, whether it does or not. So when you, I it is it was disheartening to
Yeah.
know that um, stuff like this is very polarizing
Yes.
because it makes people choose sides, and most people choose sides based on who they like, not what is going on, what the truth is. They don't care about the truth.
That's
So
true.
they're going to do whatever they can to find something to prove that the person that they have glorified and edified and did all this fight, prove that, hey, this person is
Mhm.
wrong about this person. And on the other hand, they're going to go look for everything they can to discredit
Yeah.
the bearer of the news. So I don't get caught up in it because I mean, all of us know secrets. All of us know about things that went on and can be said, and people can deny,
Hmm.
people can get mad, people can threaten, people can do everything, but as always, your story, his story, and the truth.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I was just wondering what your take on it was, considering, Kat, he started out with nothing, according to what he was saying. I mean, he was living in the trailer of on the set and everything like that. And, he came from nothing to where people, I don't know if it's because he built a fan base off of not being liked. I don't know. What do you think was his success in comedy that got him to where he's at, considering there's so many people that don't like
Well, one thing, his character is very likable.
him? Hmm.
He's very learned. He's prolific with the things he says, and whether he's lying or whether he's telling the truth, he knows how to put words together. And a
Hmm.
lot of people can't do that. And when you can out talk
Absolutely.
and outsmart somebody, you can get them to believe anything that you did. Not to say that he's not telling the truth, and I don't care whether he is or not, because ain't nobody gonna give me no money out of the deal, you know.
Right. True.
So there's
Hmm.
so many things that, and so politics and everything that goes on when you wonder, you sit around and you wonder, okay, how did this person get on?
Yeah.
And I can run circles around this person. How did this person get to be this, that, or the other?
Hmm.
But you have to wonder what kind of sacrifices people make.
Right. Hmm.
What are your scruples? What that I know that what I feel and what I do, there are certain things I'm not going to do. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I
Hmm.
don't smoke.
Hmm.
So I'll dance to hoochie coo, but so I'm going to limit who I'm around
Right.
and what
Absolutely.
I'm doing. And you bring me there to do a show, I'm going to do my show, and I may hang around if I'm selling my product or whatever, or if there's some people there that I know that it might be a city that I've been there before and people have kept in contact with me, and I hang around and talk to them and take pictures and all that kind of stuff. But
Mhm.
I'm doing my show and taking my monkey butt back to the hotel.
I know that's right.
Because nine times out of 10,
Hey.
before Netflix, I was driving everywhere. Basically, partly due to 911 and partly due to Once I get there, I hate sitting in the hotel. So
Yeah.
I want to go find me a Walmart. I want to go find me a Ross. I want to go find me whatever I'm looking for. Go get me something to
Yeah.
eat and not have to depend on the promoter who will say I'll be there in 5 minutes, and 5 minutes turns into 2 hours, and 2 hours
Mhm.
turns in now it's time for me to start getting ready for the show. So
Yeah, that's just all bad business.
so I was one of those people that, most of the time, when I'm going to a place that no I've never been before, a lot of people didn't even know I was the comedian, and
Yeah.
I'm headlining. So I'm sitting in the audience because they didn't have a green room. I'm
Hmm.
sitting in the audience, watching the show, because as the headliner, you get to see what kind of jokes do people like.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to read a room to know, okay, they ain't going for the real heavy uh, blue humor.
Right.
You can pepper it with little bits of stuff, but you can't
Right.
go hardcore because they're not going for it. They're flinching. They're not. So, but most comics don't take the time to realize that. They
Yeah.
just get up there and I'm gonna go hard and wonder
Yeah.
why,
And they
and
don't
then
even know
they,
the type of
you
audience
know,
they got, and they go out there and just blow it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it comes with doing it over and over and over again. And, you have the comics that think that every time they hit the stage, they got to do a whole new set. No wonder people stealing your stuff.
Right.
They never hear the same jokes all the time. And you thinking you being, oh, every time I hit the stage, I ain't got to do the same jokes. Yeah, but you giving somebody else material.
That's right.
And they go around from place to place doing it. And so when you come back and try to do it, they're gonna say that's somebody else's joke.
Yep.
And how you gonna prove it's yours? You ain't taping yourself. You ain't
Absolutely.
doing the jokes.
Yep. That's a good point. That's a good call out. So when I start doing my comedy again, if I decide to go that route, I'm gonna definitely make sure that I repeat my jokes because something like
That's
you.
the only way to build a set.
Hmm.
You start with 5 minutes, and when everybody consistently laughs at that 5 minutes, you start adding in more stuff, adding
You
in
know,
more
that's
stuff
cool.
until you get to 10 minutes. Then you got 15 minutes. Some of these people think they can go from doing 5 minutes to headlining.
Yeah.
You
No.
can stand up on stage and talk for 45 minutes, but
Stand
it
up.
is hard to do 45 minutes. It's hard to
It
develop
is.
a whole 45-minute set, you know,
Yeah.
because it has to be a set that's going to work everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm living in Atlanta and all my jokes are about 285, or all my jokes are about the strip clubs, when somebody in New York may not know that. Somebody in Kentucky may not know that. So my
Mhm.
jokes have to be able to be in Georgia, New
Mhm.
York,
Yep.
overseas, and everywhere. Universal. The jokes have to be universal.
Well, let me tell you, it was definitely universal for me because when I first saw your comedy, I had to been like, I'm sorry I have to say this, but and I hate when I know you hate when I say it, but I was like, I was literally like 11 years old when I saw,
That's most people. That's most people.
and it's so funny because I understood your comedy and I wasn't supposed to be listening to that, and
Mm-hmm.
it was like, yeah, girl. Yeah, I just thought you were funny back then. And I was like, I knew I was going to meet you or at some point or some more, or, I knew at some point I was going to be in this era with
But
comedians.
But the
Yeah.
thing about it is, you and I don't know if this to be true or whatever, but from what I read about you, you would have been somebody who would have listened and
Yes.
followed what the example of what somebody's trying to tell you. Now
Right.
you have female comics out there, you can't tell them nothing. They'll
No.
listen to the male comics, but I don't know. We've always been catty. Women just maybe you might have said it one time before. Somebody can walk in the room and I don't like her.
Yeah,
You don't even
I
know
never
her.
done
Yeah,
that.
but it's something about her. What?
I
Does
never
she
had
looking
that.
good?
Mm-mm. People actually have to do something to me for me to not like them. Like I don't judge people based off of their energy without them opening their mouth first. They have to like say something to me because I could be completely wrong about them. I'll give
Yeah.
you an example. I
And
went,
usually people are. I mean, they just
yeah,
it's but it starts at home because
it
most
does.
mothers teach their daughters how to be
Mhm.
jealous and how to be
That's
competitive.
Mm.
absolutely true. And I don't teach my kids that. They have their little sibling banter, of course, but at the end of the day, they're not fighting. It's all love.
Hmm.
And that's what I want to promote to them because it's like this is not a competition. There's enough for everybody to eat. Just find your lane and ride your wave. Everybody has a gift. Everybody has a skill that they can hone in and make it theirs and profit off of it. But everybody just wants to be like everybody else. And I think that's just where,
I don't think that they want to be like everybody else. They think that they're being different and they
mhm,
are like everybody else. They don't want to be. They are thinking that they are deviating from the norm. But if
that
you
makes,
really look at it,
Mhm.
you're a
that makes sense.
photocopy of somebody else.
Right.
You
Absolutely.
know, that's why I try to talk about stuff that people don't would rarely talk about. You
Yeah.
know, you gonna have the obligatory, oh, the man doing this, the oral sex jokes, all these kind of jokes, but I
Hmm.
try to go way out in left field talking about stuff. And with me having my accent and being the age I am, it's like, oh, it's like having somebody at the family reunion, a grown aunt talking shit, so
Right. Now,
that
I
kind of
wanted
thing.
to go ahead and present a clip of you on
Okay.
Comic View, because again, a lot of people don't know who Barbara Carlyle is, and y'all need to go back, okay? If y'all don't know who she is, y'all need to go back and then go forward and watch her Netflix clip on Tiffany Haddish's special They Ready. That's what y'all need to do. But since this is
Hmm.
not streaming, I'm gonna go ahead and present this so that y'all can see, and maybe it'll ring a bell to who she is to you.
I heard the old time bedtime stories. I like to give you the modern versions. Mama Bear got up one morning, went downstairs and cooked. Papa Bear said, "This porridge is too hot." Baby Bear said, "This porridge is too cold." Mama Bear said, "Both of y'all lying. I cook grits." Little Red Riding Hood was walking through the woods one day. Big Bad Wolf jumped out the bushes and said, "Little Red Riding Hood, when I catch you, I'm gonna throw you down and make sweet love to you." Little Red Riding Hood say, "No, you ain't. You gonna eat me just like the book say." Now y'all know. Now y'all know when they make the movie, I'm gonna play the part of Little Red Riding Hood. We ain't even got to go to Grandma's house. Do it right there in the forest. Ain't no use of wasting a whole day taping. My boyfriend walked out on me. Don't feel sorry for me. He would have drove out on me, but I took the car keys. Because ladies, men will lie to you every chance they get. My man came home, had red stuff all around his mouth. I knew it was lipstick. I said, "What you doing with that lipstick around your mouth?" He said, "That ain't no lipstick." I said, "That is lipstick. I wear red lipstick. I know that lipstick, that lipstick." He said, "That ain't no lipstick. I was eating statue nuts."
That's your-
I said, "That's lipstick." He kept insisting he was eating statue nuts. I said, "Look at him. I'm gonna let you get away with that shit. But the next time you come in here with something like that, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Snatch your nuts." No, I was messing with this guy.
Oh gosh, that's cute.
Long time ago.
So
No,
that
that was my first official taping. No, because actually Apollo was Showtime. Apollo Comedy Hour was. But flying all the way out to California, okay. My taping was supposed to be on the Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So I had called Hope Flood and said, Hope, make me an appointment with somebody that knows how to do short hair so I can get my do done for the taping.
Right.
Okay. So I came in Sunday
Mm-hmm.
and stayed at the house with her. All right. So we were going to go see the tapings up until Wednesday because I was going to be there the whole week. And we were leaving her house to go. And I started to wear shorts because I'm supposed to be sitting in the audience.
Right.
Something said, wear a suit.
Okay.
So I had slicked my hair down because, I'm supposed to be sitting in the audience.
Yeah. Oh.
So when we get there, we're going backstage to see all the comics who were supposed to be taping that night and before the tapings began. And so Cheryl Underwood was supposed to tape that night. So we're going back there in the back and I see my name on the door. I was like, oh, they already got my name up. I'm supposed to be taping Wednesday. So we go in and I was like, why y'all got my name on the door? They're like, you're supposed to be taping tonight. I'm like, no, I'm not. My taping is on Wednesday. And they was like, no, you're supposed to tape tonight. I was like, no, I'm going through my pocketbook to get my paper to show them.
Right.
That I'm supposed to be taping on Wednesday.
Right.
And they was like, no, you have to tape tonight. I'm like, I'm not prepared to tape tonight. It was like, what do you mean you're not prepared? You got on a suit. I was like, but what if I win? Because it was at that time, what they were doing was you would do a set. If you won, you would tape again a second set.
Ah. Okay. So it was like a winning type of thing.
Yeah. They had three judges. They had three judges to grade us. Whether or not we would move on to the second set. Everybody else had their second set. I had my two suits back at Hope's house because I wasn't supposed to tape until Wednesday.
So you was mad?
Huh?
You were mad?
Oh, mad was not the word. I was livid. Let me tell you, I was like, I can't tape. I mean, what if I win? They was like, well, the lady, the hairdresser said, well, we'll give you a smock to wear. A smock? Pepper, are you trying to be funny or is this? I mean, so I knew in my head they already knew who they was gonna get to win.
Yeah.
Because how you gonna just change my day and not tell me anything about it?
Yeah.
And what if I had showed up with shorts? So I said, my hair is not done. I got a hair appointment for Wednesday, the day that I'm supposed to tape. They was like, well, if you don't tape tonight, you're not taping at all.
Wow.
So the hairstylist said, well, I can fix your hair because my hair was going this way, just flat,
It looked good though.
She took and gave me them little Josephine Baker things in the front and got me looking like Betty Boop. Boop boop would do. And that's why I had mad because it was not fair. I was so my God. I was so
still
upset.
cute though. You killed that.
I even don't care. I would have killed it harder on the day that I would have. But things happen for a reason,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But
so
if you
were
you
selected anytime after that?
No, because they never did that. They never did that way again. They just next season they did a totally different kind of thing. They just let you perform.
Okay. And did you go back to the next season? Were you in that next season?
I did 1, 2, 3, 4.
Because I know I saw you a few times.
Yeah, I taped in Atlanta. I taped in New Orleans. I taped. I went back out to California another time. But the thing about it is, if you look in, and I can't even remember whose taping it was, the camera shows me in the audience laughing. My hair is done because I went on and got my hair done, and I
Right.
got on one of the suits that I
Yeah.
was supposed to wear that night.
Wow,
But
that's crazy.
yeah,
There's
they,
politics
huh?
everywhere. It's like it's crazy sitting here hearing how it all went down, you know, from your perspective as a comedian back then. Like, because, you know, us watching TV, we think everybody got it all together. We think
Yeah,
that, you
everything is
know,
hunky dory. You know, it
right.
was like just like even with Def Jam, people don't know. I had to jump through hoops to take
Mm,
Def Jam.
yeah.
I
You want to
don't know
explain
why.
some of
It
the, you
that
want
was
to
just
explain some of those hoops that you had to jump through?
huh?
You want to expound on some of those hoops that you had to jump through?
No, it was just a matter of knowing that uh, I was a whole lot funnier than a lot of the women that they were putting on. Um,
Yeah.
I, I, it got to the point where I couldn't even perform.
Mm,
My confidence in myself dropped tremendously because
mm,
there were always excuses that didn't make sense to me. Oh, you're not for a hip hop audience. Oh, you're too old. But you had people like J. Anthony Brown that were the same age. Well, J. Anthony's older than me, I think. Don D.C. Curry, all those people. And you're telling me this?
And
And
speaking of
I'm
Don
going to the
DC
Peppermint
Curry,
Lounge getting standing ovations, and you're telling me I'm not ready? So it took me a while. But the good thing about it, it made me right
mhm,
because I had become complacent.
yeah. Well, speaking of Don DC Curry, I was looking at the reviews in that video and that clip that I just shared, and they said that you sounded like the female version of Don DC Curry.
Yeah, they do. I guess because we both country, I guess. But
Yes, and y'all
but
do like
Don, coincidentally, Don was one of the judges. Don, Vesta, who else was? I don't know, but I was so bad. I didn't care. I didn't care who was who. You
do you
know.
still talk to Don today?
Yes, I mean I talk to all of them. I don't. I I I forgive, but
Yeah,
I don't forget.
of
I mean,
course.
Don didn't have anything to do with it. It was the politics of the thing.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, I mean, I'm not blaming anybody for
of course.
me not, but that's something that could have been avoided. I
Hmm.
mean, and to blatantly, I don't, you know, we had to pay our own way out there, and they only paid us $150 for performing. You know, and to get there, knowing you're supposed to tape on this date. I mean, it ain't like I'm a California comic. I'm coming all the way from Georgia,
Right.
and you have
So,
given me a date.
so
But
were
I
these?
guess that's showbiz. You got to be ready when they say you're ready. But how you gonna be ready? What if I didn't come in till Wednesday? What were you gonna say? Well, you missed your taping because you weren't here Monday, but my paper says I'm supposed to be here Wednesday.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
But it is what it is. It didn't, you know.
It is.
You can
Now
only
there was
keep
a
a
joke
player
that I
down for
heard.
so long, huh?
That's right. You kept going and you keep him pushing. You keep him
Yeah, I
pushing. You need
mean,
to come out here and do a show with
it's
Nikki
all I
Carr.
know. I
That
mean,
would be cool to see.
comedy is all I know. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
And coincidentally, you asked me about pursuing the acting thing.
Hmm.
As soon as I did Netflix, I got so many. Oh my god! Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. I got so many um, uh, sides for being in different movies. I ain't make it, but they didn't have to consider me.
Yeah.
I didn't go looking for them, you know. And the people that got the part that I was up for were established, you know, actors and actresses, you know. So that was an honor for me because they didn't even have to even consider me,
Right.
you know.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I was up for about three different. One was a television sitcom, and the other two were two. They were, yeah, well, all of them were television sitcoms. Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
it really was.
Yeah. I mean, I would still consider, if I were you, I would still try to get in there some type of way, like
Well,
you
you know,
are,
if it's for me, it's gonna come because
yeah,
you know, like I say, I never expected to get the call, even though Tiffany had told me when we were in
yeah,
Korea, you know, if she ever got anything, she was gonna remember, you know, all the talks we had and me
yeah.
helping her with her set and all that kind of stuff, and she she kept her word.
That's
She kept her
awesome.
word.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
And I know that you keep in touch with her and everything like
Mm-hmm.
that.
I
Now, let
do.
me ask you this with the whole Tiffany Haddish when they had that, because right after your Netflix special came out, then that whole crazy scandal came out with her.
Mm-hmm.
How did that affect you?
Well, you know, the thing about it was I couldn't be judgmental
Of course
regardless of whether I knew her or not.
not.
But the thing about it is all the details were not given, you know, and we can only go by what all they put up there,
Yeah,
put out there. And I'm not just saying that because she put me on a show.
of
It's the
course.
same thing with anything. I want to make my own assessment.
Absolutely.
Because
Actually,
there had to be other extenuating circumstances whereby I know if all the details were given
mhm,
that
mhm.
something like this wouldn't have happened. And from what I understood, just reading the stuff in the thing, that show was not supposed to air. Somebody
Yeah,
was supposed to do away with that,
yeah.
and then it just appears how many years later.
Mm.
And I think
Well,
that's
I
how
know that
people.
in this country, there's a lot of framing
Hmm.
that goes on. You can take a clip here, and make it look like something. And I
Yeah.
learned about propaganda when I was in high school, and coincidentally, my teacher that was teaching us about those types of things was let go from his position, and he really taught us about the real deal that goes on, the behind the scenes stuff that goes on in media. So yeah, I just wanted to know what your how did it affect her special,
Which special?
the Tiffany Haddish special? Did it affect the
Well,
special?
we had already taped that before all that happened.
Okay.
When we taped, they shut the country down.
Mm,
And so for 3 years, and
mm,
well, longer than 3 years, um, when comedy came back and she started doing comedy again, doing stuff, her own stuff,
yeah.
that's when all that happened.
Okay.
The
Okay.
country was still partially shut down and all that, and we were getting ready to go on tour,
Gotcha.
and it never happened because of that.
Whole situation.
Yeah.
Mm. Now, I'm involved with the whole foster care system, stuff like that. So if you want to pass my name along to her to use me as a resource, or I can use her as a resource, and we could put our brains together to try to come up with some programs for these kids, that would be awesome.
Okay. All righty.
Yes. And I can actually yeah, I can actually contribute to whatever she's got going on, because I love the whole idea of what she's doing.
Hmm.
So, but anywho, how is the dating life as a comedian? Do men take you seriously?
Well, I'll put it this way: all the men that I dated on and off during my whole comedy career started off knowing what I did, enjoying what I did, and then became jealous of what I was doing. So
That
you
doesn't
met
make
me in a club.
Mm.
So I guess the insecurities
mm,
of if she's out on the road, how do I know she's not meeting somebody else? Or and sometimes it's a jealousy thing. A lot of men don't want you to make more money than them, or they don't want you to be more popular than them, and you know.
mhm,
So,
mhm.
um,
Oh yeah.
me, I love too hard.
Yeah.
I don't know the limits. My heart is so, big that I foolishly I allow myself to think that they can't do any wrong. And you
Yeah.
know how when reality steps in, it's devastating. But right now, I'm not dating anyone. Most of the people in the world think I'm married because that's all I say in my comedy that I'm
Yeah, I
married.
was
But
about
if
to
you
say,
really
aren't you? Where's your husband at? Because you keep
but
saying
if you really listen to me, I'll say I'm single. I'll say I'm married. I'll say I'm dating. All of that in a whole in the hour that I'm doing my set. And most
right.
people don't pick up on it. Sometimes people say, "Wait a minute, I thought you said you were married." Shut up! You ain't supposed to listen to that. I'm only married when I go home.
I was gonna say there was an interview that you did with I forget her name, but you said I had a husband or something, and it was something. And I was like, I didn't know she was married.
No, 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 no. I'm not married, but I had a lot of husbands.
At least you had a lot. Some people can't even get one.
And some people can't get one right. Yeah,
Right.
but it's
So,
okay.
what is next for you?
Well, I'm gonna ride this comedy train for as long as I possibly can. I've started on two novels, and I've gotten writer's block. I don't know where to take my characters. I've been trying to get back in it. I knew once I stopped writing because I've been keeping a diary since ninth grade, so I got all kind of secrets about different people, whatever. But I for some reason, I don't know if it was when we shut down for COVID, uh, I lost my stilo,
Mm,
for lack of a better word. I don't have the gumption to get up and try to write or try to do it. I don't know if I'm clinically depressed. I don't know if I'm um, just existing or what, but I just feel like comedy is the only thing that makes me happy now. And
yeah.
then just when it's supposed to get wonderful for me, they shut the country down.
Mm,
And then all of a sudden, even though we had to do comedy virtually and whatever, now the promoters are looking at people who got 10 seconds of a video and booking them as headliners.
craziness.
And so the same people that you worked with all these years to help build their career and whatever, you are the promoter.
Yeah.
You are supposed to get the people in there. Yes,
Yeah.
they are supposed to know me and want to come see me. But if you're not putting anything up, showing me, and you're not making sure that I'm on the radio or making sure like a promoter is supposed
Right.
to do,
Yeah.
you can't tell me where are your followers. You don't have no followers. Where are your followers?
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't people saying this man is the greatest promoter? I'm on his page. Where are
Right.
your followers? And what happens if all my followers were from Georgia and your show is in New Jersey?
Yeah.
You think they're gonna come from Florida? I mean Georgia to go to New Jersey?
I mean, some will. They like you.
A million of them ain't. 1,000 of them ain't.
Well, they did for Beyonce.
That's a whole different ball game.
Okay. Well, you got to start thinking highly of yourself. You got
No,
to
I'm not.
stop.
It's not that. Look, I'm not saying I can't draw those many people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying I'm not going to do his job.
Okay.
I'm not going to do the show and bring the people.
I hear you. That's just doing too much.
If
Yeah.
I can do that, I can put on my own show.
Right.
I don't need a promoter.
I think that's what
My job
Cat
is to be
Williams
the
do, right?
talent and to bring the
Stuff.
show. Present the show. You are the one that's supposed to get the people in there. And I help you by doing videos. I help you by doing radio. I help you by showing up and doing what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah. You know what I'm seeing a lot of, and me and Chaketa talked about this before we even started the podcast. There's just a lack of team building within whatever we're trying to do. Like, it's hard to find people that want to help you, that have the same vision that you have, without them thinking that you're trying to steal an idea or
you're trying that you're gonna blow and they're not.
Right, exactly. I think that's an issue in our community as Black folks, is that we're not willing to help each other. And that's why I like you so much, because
I don't even know if it's as cut and dry as trying to help each other. I think it's a competition kind of thing. I don't want you to make it. I want to be the one because I've had comics on the road opening for me, and they get a little bit of limelight, and they come back and say, when I make it, I'm gonna come back. Well, what makes you think I haven't made it?
Right.
And what is making it to you? What makes you think you are so much funnier than me?
Right.
You got to come back and get me.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The internet be tricking people.
It do.
But the thing about it is, I love the art more than I love the money. And it hurt me business-wise.
Yeah.
Because I didn't take care of my business, and I took what they gave me. So when it was time for me to ask what I was worth, they weren't willing to give it.
And it's so funny. Now, I looked at your net worth on Google, and it said that you was worth $10 million.
I don't know why. There must be monopoly money.
Right. Right.
And I'm sitting there looking at that. I'm like, they trying to get me hit in the head.
Yes.
Well.
Yeah.
I can't even afford a screen to go in the back.
That's crazy. I mean, this really is enlightening, though, to see and to hear and to experience, because you just don't know. And
you don't know.
like Chaketa said, the internet will trick you.
You had to know that's got to be. Well, I guess the average person does not know. The
average person doesn't know, but it just, to me, that tells me that they see what your worth is. Considering that, they try to lowball you in all these different cases, but apparently they feel that you're worth $10 million.
Well, that's somebody's writing that. That's Wikipedia. And Wikipedia, you can't really. That's Wikipedia. But,
you can update stuff in there, huh?
No, but I mean, it's an honor for them to say something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't want somebody thinking they need to rob me, thinking I really do got that kind of money.
Right.
But for the longest, we weren't even getting paid scale. And the good thing about now having so many streaming channels and whatever, I'm getting a lot of residual.
Good.
Whatever, but if it wasn't for the military and all, I'd have to be taking this money, whatever they're offering me. But now I can afford to say I'm not going out until I get what I'm worth, or what I will, So I tell them I'll sit on my butt before I go get that.
Well, you definitely deserve some of this internet money. So however I can help you, let me know, because I got you as well.
Yes, I do know that.
So I wanted to ask you this too. There was a clip that I watched when I was young, and I always thought it was funny, but I could never find who the comedian was behind it. But it sounds like something that you would say. So I wanted to confirm with you if this was your joke or not. So The joke was it's not the size of the ship, it's the motion of the ocean.
No, that wasn't.
That wasn't you. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
I do know, and I can't remember which comic said it.
She said, and I see you got a little red boat in the deep blue sea, so you better get stroking.
Was that Diane Carter?
Sound like something you would say.
No. I can't remember, but it was. I gotta ask somebody who did it, but no, it was not me. No.
And since you're having writer's block, then ghostwriting is out the question for you, right?
I don't write about ghosts. That was so stupid. You laughed at it.
Exactly.
It was so stupid, and you laughed at it. But no, I mean, I know where I want to take the story, and I know how I want it to end. But I think I'm disappointed in how I allowed myself to get to that point of not knowing where to take it, because it's basically autobiographical.
Yeah.
But once the man left, I didn't know. I don't want it to have a happy ending when I didn't have a happy ending. So whatever.
Well, hopefully we'll see some happy endings coming and happy beginnings coming. More money, more income. It's a new year.
Yes.
Different.
And even if it meant anything, something as simple as consultation.
Absolutely.
Having other comics, because I on the 1st of January I had a comedy marathon.
I saw that.
Yeah, and
I was actually gonna be a part of it. Was that the one where you go on and do the jokey joke? Was that the Miss Jokey joke thing?
Yeah, the Miss Jokey Jokes marathon, and 12 comics showed up, and it was quite entertaining.
I saw it. I shared it in our group.
They got the chance to do their time, and they got their clip, and they can post their clip with their Cash App and all that. And if people want to send them money, they send them money. We had to work out a lot of kinks, because in the beginning we had a round robin where we were talking to some of the comics about different things that were going on. Of course, the Katt Williams things had not happened yet.
Right.
So the stuff that we talked about, was basically the difference in pay scale and whatever. Rodney Perry was on. Some more seasoned comics were supposed to be. Tito Kuntz was on. I think everybody, Mocha the Duchess was on.
I love her.
But everybody else was new, and I didn't know. But they contributed to the conversation. But we're going to bring it back in February.
Okay.
And the topic, I'm going to always start off with a panel discussion.
Okay.
And I think in February I'm going to have all new comics, and
that's awesome.
Just ask them some question about the comedy thing, and just to see where their heads are, because you have a group of them who, like I say, they're making the quick money.
Right.
They are calling themselves comics, and it's really tainting the art form. Because I mean, if you really think, because you did a clip, and most of the clips are based on something they've heard a comedian do or say, and you got 10 seconds, and we discussed the thing about, you got to step into the future. No, I don't have to do anything. I have my people who are going to come see me, and they're going to get a show.
Yeah.
I don't have to be on the internet every day trying to post 10 seconds for somebody to say, "Oh, I want to go see her." If they haven't done it, knowing I've been on this, that, whatever, I just can't see 10 seconds. If that was the case, I would have a million 10 seconds.
From a marketing perspective, Chaketa, what do you think would help Barbara with what she's doing in her comedy show? online from a online
I'd
marketing?
love to hear more.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the
I
thing
know I'd
about
love
it
to hear
is,
more.
I'm not trying to market myself online. Uh, I guess I'm just adamant about the fact that I'm not trying to be out here to impress the masses, because
Mm-hmm.
the people who want to come see me are of a certain ilk.
Mm-hmm.
They're of a certain age. They know what a comedy show consists of and supposed to be like.
Mm-hmm. But
I don't need.
ultimately, you do want to make the big bucks in this industry, correct?
I am making bigger bucks than I was, and I'm
Okay,
saying, I mean,
okay.
I'm
Well, then
not
that's fair.
trying, huh?
I said that's fair if you're comfortable where you're at right now.
Well, I'm making a living. It's something I want to do. I don't have the obligatory 9 to 5. I don't need it.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
I just don't want somebody to push me into an era that I don't want to go into.
I hear you.
I'm content
Mhm.
to have. I don't have to do the theaters. You can give me a room that holds 150 people, 100 people, and if those 100 people are coming to have a good time and to see me and do whatever, that's good with me. You know,
That's why
of
I said
course I want to
Yeah.
do. I'd
You're
like to do
genuine.
Passion.
venues of 1,000 people or whatever.
It's her passion. That's just you're just passionate about it, and
Yeah,
I think that's what makes you so
I
great.
love the art more than I
Love
love the
it.
money, and I want to get paid to
Mhm.
do it now. I mean, I know the mistakes I
Yeah.
made by not handling my business, and I try to tell the people now that's coming through, hey, handle your business first. You
Right.
know what your worth is, but make
Mhm.
sure you're worth what you're asking.
Absolutely. So go ahead, and I was gonna
Yeah.
actually we're gonna
It
end
sounds
on
like
this.
consultation is your lane.
Say that again, Chiquita.
Consulting, consulting, consulting with the younger
Consulting,
comics
yeah.
would
Well,
be
I
your,
was teaching a comedy
with
class
the
at
younger
one
comics
time.
would be your lane.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I can't
You
understand
can do that online.
She was
Can you hear
online.
saying
me?
she's saying that you consulting other comics,
Yeah,
uprising
online.
comics, would
Yeah, I
it?
used to have a comedy
Hmm.
class, teach a comedy class. I've taught two, and
Hmm.
that second class wore me out, and I was like, they're not. They don't listen. They don't want to listen. They got their own thing.
Hmm.
You can't tell them nothing. So,
Yeah.
Hmm.
but I mean, yeah, I try to do like now. I have the Real Housewives of Comedy. We started
Mm-hmm.
two other female comics. We started it about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe longer.
Mm-hmm.
And then we decided to add some more people. But it's so hard getting people to do the things to make it something, you
Yeah,
know. Everybody's not giving 100%.
I hear you. Yeah, and that's
But
because it's not like a comic view type of sit, or it's not already set. People are
yeah,
not like wanting to put their energy into it to try to make
yeah,
something
they
great.
just want to
Yeah,
show up.
right.
And
Absolutely. Yeah,
you
you got to
know,
contribute.
Hmm.
I mean, we're in a different time when the world shut down. That basically showed everybody like, okay, what you gonna do now?
what you gonna do now? So big
Mm-hmm.
girl, what you gonna do?
Hmm.
Yeah, go big girl. What you gonna do
Yeah, that's what it is. But I
around?
don't want you. I don't want you to get me wrong. I don't. I would love to make the
Mhm.
proverbial millions of dollars. Well, really, I don't want to make no millions of dollars, cause, but
Yes, you
with
do.
all that money comes issues. You see
Yeah,
what's
that's
going
true.
on.
That's
But
true.
Hmm.
I mean, I just want. I don't want to be that famous that I can't walk around.
I hear you.
I just want people to say, "Hey,
Hmm.
ooh, ain't that?"
Yeah,
I ain't got to worry about having no bodyguard. I ain't got to worry
paparazzis
about,
and
you know.
so
I
what would
want to
be
be anonymously known. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Where you see
Behind
me,
the scenes person.
yeah, you see me, but you ain't sure. Is that?
Right.
And it depends on how I'm looking that day, whether I agree that I am who I am when I am who I
Right.
ain't.
On that note, we're gonna go ahead and end this conversation. Miss Barbara, you've been great. We're over
Thank you so
time.
much for having
Before
me.
we go, do you have any tips aside from get your business together, Uprising Comics, and people that are in general that are doing business? Do you have any other tips that you want to share with people?
Well, learn the art form.
Mhm,
I mean, it's not easy standing in front of a bunch of strangers. You
mhm,
got to be able to draw them into your world, paint a picture. Comedy is about taking people on a ride with you. You create a scenario in your head that they either can relate to, they want to relate to, or they want to do.
mm. I love that. I love that.
And you have to be able to reach everybody, almost everybody, because some people, you always gonna have people with attitudes.
Of course.
Some people ain't gonna like it, they don't care, they determined they ain't gonna like it.
That's true.
But if 50-60% of the people are vibing with you, that's all you worry about.
Right.
And then maybe the next show you'll get all 100 people. Maybe
Mhm.
the next show, let me tell you, it is power in sitting there knowing that you can control a room with just your voice.
Mm.
That's power.
Mm-hmm.
When people are hanging on to your every word and wanting to know what you're going to say next.
Right. That's true.
And my jokes used to be, I don't even want to say they were so prolific, but my jokes were so left field that people knew my jokes but didn't know my name. They used to call
Mm.
me Miss Little Red Riding Hood. They used to call me Miss Statue Nuts. They used to call me that country girl,
Mister.
whatever. But they didn't know my name.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
but it'll get there. I have,
More to
I
come.
know carbon footprint ain't got nothing to do with comedy or whatever, but I put my carbon footprint down. I'll go down into the annals of comedy as one of the best. And
Well, I
see,
know.
and another
Yeah,
thing
absolutely.
that surprised me and surprised a lot of people, like when they had that little 6-second clip of me on Def Jam 25.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody invited us out there to be in the audience, but I didn't expect that clip. You're sitting there looking at the show, and then they show a clip of you.
Yeah.
They didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Leslie came on a thing that she on. She was on what is name? What's the name of it? That show with it's on BET now. With Charlemagne the God. What is it? Breakfast Club?
Neither.
Oh, okay.
The Breakfast Club.
Oh, okay.
Leslie was on there being interviewed, and they asked
Okay.
about female comics, and she brought my name up.
Oh,
She didn't have
was
to
she at
bring
your
it.
birthday party?
No, she
She
wasn't.
wasn't.
No.
By the
There
way,
were
she
there were
had.
quite a few comedians there, but no, she wasn't.
Yes, you had the most fabulous 65th birthday party
Well, thank you for
I've
being a part
ever.
of it.
Yeah, that was just way too much fun. I
Yeah,
can't
it
wait to see, I
was.
can't wait to see what you're
We
gonna
went
do
from
next
Wakanda to coming to America.
year. Yeah, that was fun. I can't
Yeah.
wait to see what you do next year. If you do something,
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. That I usually do every 5 years. They was like,
yeah,
we're 65. You can't wait 5 years. We don't know.
right.
So maybe 2 years, maybe something. I don't know. I don't think it'll be a birthday party. I'm thinking about doing a comedy cotillion.
What's that?
Well, I'm going to invite a lot of the female comics out, and they bring people, and we just dress up and come and have a show,
Nice.
you
Yeah,
know, just
that would be really nice.
hobnob,
That's fun.
talk
Yeah.
about the business, just be wonderfully with each other. But let me tell you, my heart was so full with those people. The way Savannah State showed up, the way the
Yes.
comedians showed up, and to do it for 2 nights
Yes. That
and
was
follow
fun.
the theme. Now the
Yes.
comedy show, when we had Wakanda night that Friday,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect. I was like, okay, maybe we'll get 30, 40 people.
Mm-hmm. You packed
For the
the house
comedy show.
out.
I was my
And I wasn't
man.
even dressed. I can't. I was the only one in blue and white. Everybody had on.
But blue was part of the Wakanda colors.
I had on my shirt from the gym.
Oh well, at least you showed up. Everybody
I knew I
didn't
was
dress
gonna
the
be
same.
late. I was like, we were trying not to be late, and then when we got there, we're knocking at the door, and the 2 ladies that were like guarding the door was looking at us, and I'm like, I know they see. I came all the way from Vegas. They about to open this door.
Wait a minute, so the door wouldn't open?
They was no, and they were so rude to me. So when
Really? Why didn't you
yes,
say something?
because I didn't have to. When you announced me as your friend and I stood up and they looked at me, I was like,
Oh, you're so silly. Look at that. Oh, you are silly. You are petty. Look at you. Told ya.
that's right.
Your attitude, right?
Mhm.
Told ya. Okay, I got you. But
That's
yeah,
right. I ain't
that
had to
was,
say nothing.
man, that was wonderful. I really enjoyed it. Thank y'all so much for coming down. Thank you for coming down.
Yes. I told you, next time you do something, I'm always support you. So no matter what you got going on, you know that I'm a cheerleader for you. I'll probably be the loudest person in the room. I want to see you succeed. I want to see you blow up for however big you want to be in this industry. So
believe me, I do want to be big, but I'm
yes.
saying if it doesn't happen, I am truly blessed. I'm
But we
telling
not
you.
talking like that. We saying that
Let me tell
2024
you,
is Miss Barbara
all
Carlyle.
I know
She got
is
a
that
grandbaby to support now. So
going overseas, this is the most wonderful job in the world.
I
Somebody
love
else
it.
pays for you to go on vacation,
Mm-hmm.
and all you
Right.
got to do is get up and talk,
Yep.
tell lies.
Show up.
See,
That's right.
y'all got to lie for free. I get paid to lie. So
Yes. Right.
that's what you got to look at it like.
Now you put in 40 plus years of this, I mean, we just starting. Okay. So I feel like as uprising comedians that, we should pay homage to the older comedians that actually paved the way for all of this to be possible, including the online stuff that we do right now, because we do take clips and voiceovers and things like that. But one thing about me, I make sure I'm tagging the person that it belonged to.
Yeah.
Because I just, it's not cool to just
because
take
the
anybody's
average
stuff.
person doesn't really know, because
Yeah.
when the Black comedy explosion happened and
Mm-hmm.
all the people were riding the wavelength with Comic View, and it went into Def Jam, and Def Jam turned into this, and then Def Jam turned into Lollapalooza and all that kind of thing, and then comedy began to there was a division.
Yeah.
And it wasn't about the funny anymore. It was about who people wanted to push. And a lot of people fell by the wayside. And there were those of us who hung in there.
Yeah.
Still on the chitlin circuit, but just not eating the chitlins. We eating pig feet though.
And where can they find you? Where can they find you, Barbara?
On Facebook, my Barbara Carlyle. That's Carlyle. On TikTok, the real Barbara Carlyle, written together, not separated. On Instagram, I'm Barbara Eyes, EYEZ, funny.
And do you have any merch that you sell or anything like
I
that?
have to restock.
Okay.
I got about 10 different T-shirts.
Okay.
I had coasters. I've had when COVID was around, I had masks. I had fans, glasses, wine glasses, to go with the coasters.
I remember those. I actually want one. I collect glasses now, so I'm gonna need one of those.
Okay, I'm gonna have to send you, and you have to send me your address.
Okay.
I will, and you too, Chaketa. Hell, I can drive you to yours.
Right.
Save that mail.
Yes.
But our next show for your viewing audience, I don't know if you'll have this up before January 20th. But my next show, The Real Housewives of Comedy, will be in Conyers at the same place where I had my birthday party.
Hey, cool.
For a show.
Okay.
It's $25 to get in, but that includes a buffet, cash bar. And then on February 9th, we have 2 shows at Uptown. That's the Black Comedy Club out in Hateville, Georgia, near the airport. On February 9th,
I'm gonna have to
we
come see
do
you.
2
Yeah.
shows at Uptown Comedy Corner. So you can go on their website and get the tickets from there.
Okay.
Also, we're doing table of 8. If you get a table of 8, instead of paying 25 per person, you end up paying $20 per person.
Oh.
And the day of the show, if you don't get your ticket before the day of the show, then you pay $35.
Okay.
So
So
we're
it's
trying to.
$35
The
at the
place
door.
only holds like 125 or so, and we're trying our best to sell it out. But we'll be blessed to get 40, 50 people in there.
Now, are you promoting this on social media right now? Do you have a flyer for it?
Yes, I do. You can go on. I'm trying to
I'll look
ask me
for
to
it.
put it on here. I don't know
Yeah,
how.
no worries. I'll look for it and I'll share it.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
For both. I'll send you the one for January 20th and the one for February 9th.
Perfect.
And I'm supposed to be in Kentucky. I have shows in North Carolina, New Jersey, and somewhere else, but I don't know the dates. I can't remember. But so I'm still working.
Traveling,
You
yeah.
know, when they meet my price, then I go
Yeah.
do. But when they try to lowball me, I'm like, keep
I
it
hear you.
moving. But you used to. That's
I
operative
used to.
word. Used to.
I'm worth $10 million now.
Yeah,
Social media, so.
Didn't you read Wikipedia?
Right.
Right.
That's what you got to tell them. Didn't you
That's
read?
right. Exactly.
That's how you got to ask them.
That's right.
Shaking
Well,
your head at the same time.
yeah. Didn't you read Wikipedia?
Yeah, didn't you read Wikipedia? But thank y'all so very much for
You're
having
welcome.
me. I want to come back again.
Oh, you
And
will.
do
You
this.
will. We'll be doing this. I mean, we're doing this every other week. Again, once we start growing our audience and stuff like that, we definitely will have you come back and we'll definitely have another conversation, see where things are at, see what we could do to help you, whatever.
Yes.
And,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I welcome all the help I can get, but I'm just saying, my mindset is I'm not gonna sit here all day and try to push something and see how many people gonna look at it.
Right. Well, it takes a village. So whatever information we could pass on to you.
I don't care if it take a nation.
Right.
I'll hire somebody to do it before
That's what I'm saying. We'll whatever resources we can pass along your way, we'll let you know.
Okay, please do, because
yes, we all in the same boat.
Do you do meet and greets? Do you do meet and greets when you do your
Yes, I do.
tours?
Yeah, I do.
You do? Okay.
What we're going to start doing when we do these shows, we're going to have a question and answer session after every show where the people can ask us different questions or whatever. We have merch, and we try to just be a lot more in your face with the people.
Yeah.
Because most of the people, they come and do the show and out the back door, get the money and go. And I can understand it, because sometimes some people can be quite. And another thing, I meant to say this to you and to the viewing audience: be careful who you let take you off your pedestal. When people put you on a pedestal, stay there. I had a bad habit of people calling me Miss Carlyle, Miss Carlyle, Miss. Oh, why are you calling me Miss Carlyle? I'm Barbara. Don't be calling me no Miss Carlyle, whatever. After a while, they start thinking they on your level or above, and they don't respect you.
Gotcha.
So if they start calling you Miss Indigo Hard and Miss Chaketa, you welcome it, because once you can't get them back.
Yeah.
And then you realize you don't want them back, because there were never any true feelings about them wanting to be in your presence.
That's some good nuggets there. I appreciate that.
So if people put you on a pedestal, stay your ass up there.
Okay.
Do not, because once you let them think they're on your level, they think they can say and do anything.
Makes sense.
And I promise you, that's another thing I learned the hard way.
It makes sense. Well, you are the biggest star in my eyes, so I don't care what anybody got to say to you.
And your eyes look like they're kind of closed, so you need to get,
that's what everybody say. I'm like,
you need to get bigger eyes.
Right? No, I'm good.
Yep.
I'm good. Nah, I know what I see. So
okay, good. I'll take that. I'll take. I don't know how to take
compliments.
Compliments. That's it. You know,
because I'll be complimenting you. You be like, yeah, right. I'm like,
yeah, okay.
I really feel that way.
Well, I ain't got no man then.
I'm not gonna say something that I don't feel is true, because everybody know Indy. She gonna say what's on her mind and how she feels.
Indy ain't too bright. I've been looking at your videos. I see you ain't too bright.
Look, I'm trying to make it. I'm just trying to make it. Hey, like,
no, you're gonna make it. You make it. You're very innovative. You are very innovative.
I'm gonna get there. Something's gonna happen. Something's gonna click, and we all gonna eat. Once that happens, we all
everybody gotta eat.
That's right.
I'm going for the money.
That's right.
Everybody mad.
That's right. Everybody.
You see, I can't even do the rap thing.
Right.
I'm gonna learn all that hip hop shit.
That's right.
You're supposed to do your hands.
You are way too fun. How come you haven't done a show with Nikki yet? Nikki Carr.
Because Nikki moved all the way out there where you are.
And I still haven't gone to see one of her shows. I feel like
the only time I've never performed at a club in California, except taping. So I've never performed in Las Vegas. Most of my stuff have been down south, Midwest. The most I've gone to, what is that, Pacific Northwest? It's like Seattle, that area.
Okay.
And that's only because I got a brother out there.
For somebody to say, hey, can you get Barbara Carlyle out here? What would it take for somebody in Vegas to get you out here?
I don't know. I mean, that's the thing about it, because, even though you have the credits, it doesn't even matter to people no more. Yeah. It's all about how many butts you can put in the seat.
Well, there's a lot of people that want to be entertained.
In order for them to get me, they have to bring me in on an off night.
Gotcha.
And see what kind of people I can draw. Yeah. Before they would give me a real weekend. So it's like starting all over again. But I'm willing
if you ever need a place to stay and you want to do a show out here,
clubs,
I said, if you ever needed a place to stay and you wanted to do a show out here, just so that you can get your foot in the door out here, just know that my house is open to you.
And you're in what part of Vegas?
I'm in Henderson. I'm like 15 minutes
away. That's where Nikki is.
Yep.
You ever see her? Well, she's on a cruise ship now.
Yeah, I've seen her in St. Lucia and all them places. I'm like, I don't believe what she's
totally blonde now.
Yeah. Oh, crazy. Yeah. She's funny.
But I've never done comedy. I've never been to Vegas. I've been to the airport in Vegas because we had a layover, but I've never been to Vegas.
You will love the money here. The money here is pretty good. And if you're good at what you do and you get them people in the seats, you'll definitely make a lot of money out.
That because Nikki had a residency out there for a minute, for a while on a Monday night. She had a room. I wouldn't say a residency. She had a room. But yeah, I'm open to doing it.
Consider it. Just like I said, if you needed somewhere to go, you can always come here.
Okay.
And I'll treat you like the queen that you are.
You hear her, right? You hear her. Chaketa, you are my witness when I have to take her in front of Judge Judy.
I told her she can come to my house too. So
Yeah.
only y'all
Look,
two.
we'll go together,
Everybody
Chaketa.
else,
We'll go together.
that's right.
But thank you, ladies, so
Right.
very much. I'm
Thank
glad that you
you.
are doing this. I will have my people look out for it. I know you're gonna post it on all streaming things. So
Yes. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for being our special guest. And
well,
again,
special as
you
in
are a special guest. I told you she can't stand when I talk to her like that. I'm gonna break her in one of these days. She gonna accept my compliments.
Yeah, okay. I already told you I don't know how. I'll be
Well,
like,
I love you, Barbara. And I hope that everything that you're trying to do comes to fruition in 2024 for you.
Thank you so very much, and the same for you. I hope your podcast is just overwhelming. Get the 300 and something million views.
I know, right? We gonna get there.
Man, that broke the internet. Wow.
We just starting. We gonna get there, but
y'all gonna get there. Don't worry about it. Just get the right person and the right topic.
Right.
It's coming up because man, they're not even concerned about the election no more. They're gonna be talking about this all the way into the election.
I'm scared about what's about to happen with the country. That's a whole other topic.
Don't be scared. God is still in control.
You're right.
And maybe it's gotta happen
I'm not
for
ready for
people
all the
to see whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say it there on that note. All right. Well, we're out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Goat Talk. We'll come back to you on another day. And peace.
Peace. Hair grease.
Later.
Bye, ladies.